K-Theory.
Thanks for watching Pyramind on YouTube.
Hello, my name's Dustin. I'm from K-Theory.
And I'm Dylan, and we're live here at Pyramind Studios in San Francisco. And today we're going to be working in Reason, and we're going to show you how to use the new AList Drummer and the AList guitar, and we'll end with a little demo track here. So we're going to get started building a session from scratch.
Yes, so we're going to scroll in here and find the AList Drummer, Studio Drummer. This is a really cool plugin.
Brand new.
Brand new. And so what we're going to do is we are gonna press this right here to separate everything so we have more real estate. So this is the rack view. I'm gonna delete this. This is the mix channel that comes with every instrument you add. We are gonna only delete selected. And then we're gonna flip it over by pressing tab. And you see these outputs are gonna be where we're gonna have all the drums go through.
And
so
they're each gonna have their own mix channel.
Yeah, they're each gonna have a mix channel, because what it was doing before was come out the mains, but when you have drums, it's better to have more variety and mixing options, because then you can get the really fat sounds.
And the AList Drummer does a really good job of emulating a real kit, which is a pretty cool feature to it.
Yeah, something that you can't do in the redrum is it has like a room and overhead type effect, so it almost sounds like you're controlling the microphone. So we're gonna go into Utilities, Reason Device, and we're gonna create these things called mix channels. There we go. Okay, so we're dragging this in here. That's the kick, snare, hi-hat, cymbal. And the reason why these are mono is because it's mimicking like what it would actually be like if you had
with one mic.
Yeah, microphone. One mic is mono.
And it's really important. It seems tedious to do this, but this gives you total control over your whole drum kit, and you're going to be able to do a lot more EQ processing than you would just using the straight up 2 output mix that they give you when you first initiate the AList Drummer.
Yep. So what I did to quickly get this into the session is I just edited automation, but if you wanted to do it properly, you can right click on it, then do create track. Okay, so we just created a track, and as you can hear, yeah, so you got a little beat. And if you're not feeling this color, you can change it. I'm gonna make it green just because I think that's easier on the eyes. I'm gonna go over to eighth notes. Okay, so something with Studio Drummer is the top part of the keyboard are like pre-made loops. So if you hold down a note, it just plays a loop. See, when you have this long note, and I'm gonna add these loop markers here, and if I press play,
You get your full loop.
your full loop. But if you want more creativity, you could go down here, and you can do your own loop. And then have and now if we go to the mixing view, because of everything I did, the kick is coming through here, snare, hi-hat. Well, we're not using hi-hat, we're using the cymbal. And this is the room, and this is the overhead. So that's something that like you cannot really get that effect if you use the like just a normal sampler, because this is specifically designed for rock drums.
Good to name it, just so you don't get confused. And is there another reason why we're using all green here for the drums?
It's good. Oh, yeah, the reason why we're using all green is because we want to be able to quickly see and know like, oh, these are all drums, and maybe another channel like the bass would be like red, just so we know what we're doing.
So we'd be able to clearly see where we have what instruments placed in the track.
So another thing that we're gonna do I'm gonna select all these. And if you go right under here, click this and do new bus. So we just made a group. I'm gonna drag this over to the left. And then I'll make this green, or I can make this like a darker green. I'll make it green. So this is like a master fader for all these. So when I solo that, nothing really changes because it's just soloing this. But if I had, a full session of melodies and drums,
You'd be able to hear your drum mix real clear.
yeah, you'll be able to hear your drum mix clear. And something you can do with this is like, you can add a compressor to this, maybe compress these drums. That's compressor. There you are. So I'm gonna compress these drums. Let's give it a little bit of input. You don't want that much. Okay, I'm not gonna, the attack's gonna be kind of slow because I don't want it to like chop off the transients. But this is, obviously when you're like really in the mix, you dial this down a little bit more, but this is gonna be good for us. And then maybe add a little bit of soft tube. I believe this is a free download on Propellerhead. You should check it out, it's kind of nice.
What are you doing with the soft tube?
The soft tube, what I did is I just added a tiny bit of saturation. It kind of just makes the dynamics kind of just all blend together.
And do you want to label the bus group as well?
Yes, we do. That was bad. Okay, you gotta name everything, because if you don't name something, you'll just roll through and just forget it.
I see a ton of producers' sessions where they show like clips on their Instagram or whatever, even big guys that aren't really organizing and labeling. I just like, how do you even work in that situation when you can just be so much more organized and clear about it?
Yeah. Say maybe like I want the kick to have this distortion on it too. This is what's really cool about the way that we set things up, because if it was just the way it was default, you would only have essentially the drum mix, but now I can individually tune this kick right here. We'll just give it, we'll be kind of very big with it just so you can hear. I might not normally do that. Let's go like this. So just so you can hear a big difference. So that's now, and then before it sounded like this. So it's louder and the kick is more punchy. And maybe we want to make the snare, just add a little compression on the snare. It's just really easy to do. Maybe take a little bit of the transient out so I can make it louder. And if you wanted reverb,
Using the RV7 digital reverb comes with a reason.
there we go, just a little reverb. That's pretty cool.
Now I have a pretty soft drum mix here. Probably would go more in depth with like EQing and some compression stuff just to get your drums super popping. But
yeah, right, it's good enough to like start a demo right now.
Yeah, just to get the workflow going and get some creative juices going. But I think next we're gonna move on to the bass line, and for this we're gonna do a similar thing where we're gonna bus group for the bass.
So let's make a.
We'll have to start with.
I think that's a good. So I just made the ID8 instrument for the bass.
Which also comes with a reason.
Can we go octave down? Oh yeah, that's good.
I'm thinking it will be an F for our track.
F major?
F major, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna make this red because this is the color of bass for me, because it's like blood. Bass, guitar. So now it's named. I'm gonna go over here and was really easy. You just go in here and do new bus output, and I'm gonna make a group for it. Right now there's only one track, but we might make more basses, who knows, or we might want to record a bass. So it's always good to have a bus mix, even if you're only having one track in the mix. So again, make a consistent color because the SL mixer looks so good. And then let's drag this up here, and let's get a little.
Let's get a little length on that drum loop, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually make the drum loop a little bit different, a little bit, because that's a little too
Avant-garde for the.
Too little avant-garde.
The Yace line.
Where are we at? Oh, C. So that's a little bit, and then I'm gonna pressing Command J merges the two clips together. Yeah, I want to crash. And then tom. Then we have a bass line.
I'm gonna clean it up though.
I'm gonna clean it up. So
I kind of like that.
yeah, before quantizing it, I'm gonna get the phrase correct, because this, I believe, is.
Never been in such bright lights.
Yeah, bright lights. So this actually needs to go right here, because I believe it's. So now I'm going to quantize it. First going to do 16th notes, and then get in here and kind of just clean it up. Actually, that's pretty good. I think I might take you down an octave. So let's go to F0. And then with the power MIDI, should we do this though?
I like that, yeah, I like that.
So now we have a little motif going on. So there's our bass line.
And do we want to do anything about our velocity on the bass line, or do we want to keep sort of the inflections from the live
If this was like more of an EDM sound, I might do that, but I believe that having the sort of inflections makes it sound like a person actually played it, because a person did actually play it. And all that's really affecting is like the volume, but that subtle volume changes really makes a difference. Although if you actually played the bass line like direct then, you would have like even more variation.
But this is what we
This is good for a demo though.
Yeah.
Because then you can get your bass player to come in and it would be good. I think this is a good line.
All right, so we'll get that on loop, and then I think it would be good to start a melodic
Guitars.
group now.
Yeah.
Like some, well, we can add the guitars, that'd be good. Yeah, let's definitely add the guitars.
The guitar is Propellerhead software.
We're gonna use, I think
What's
we
your
should
favorite
use
one?
the pop chords just because it feels like that would be the best there.
Power chords?
Pop chords.
Pop chords?
Yeah, they sound really, and
They all sound good.
They all sound really good. So we're gonna use the A-List Electric Guitarist pop chords, and this thing, my guitarist in another project that I'm working in said you're not gonna need me pretty soon. So this is pretty, pretty cool plugin.
We'll always remember the guitarists. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna add a new group, and this is gonna be called guitar mix, and make it pink. There we go. So let's look at our SSL mixer starting to stack up, and it's so beautiful.
Clean and bite.
It's simple and clean, like the Kingdom Hearts song.
I think we're gonna do a 4-chord progression here.
Okay, so let's talk about this, because this is really cool. I think I need to take shades off for this.
All right, take them off.
We're gonna,
Reveal.
what's good, guys?
I'm gonna do the same thing,
Yeah, just because
but
like
now I can't see.
I'm doing it for you guys.
Set the key to F.
So check it out. This is really interesting. You have a lot of presets, and the presets are just a bunch of different variations of these settings, and I'll go through some of the settings. But what a preset is, it's like you hold down a key. That's what that one sounds like.
And doing different rhythms.
Another one might sound like this one. When I hold down, it just keeps going. The other one was just a one note, so you have a lot of
I
control.
like that one.
Yeah.
Make sure you put the key in F too.
Yeah. Oh, this is important too, because what this does is, for all those music theory bros and sisters out there, this locks you to a diatonic music scale in the major mode. Essentially, different chords for each key require certain chords to be either major or minor, and that's like how you get the feel of a progression. And if they're off, the chord progression will sound off. Sometimes that's cool. Some people do it by design. deadmau5 will mode mix all the time, but it's just nice to have this option so we can get the traditional like key. Okay, so
Also, if you
Yeah.
don't put it in that and you just put your notes in on the MIDI, you might have some chord clashing going on with your
Yeah.
other chords.
yeah,
So selecting that will allow it to navigate that way. But if you need to be in minor, you wouldn't want to select it,
Yeah.
as it would play different kind of chords.
so what if I think I'm gonna reset this actually and just make our own. So let's choose something really cool.
I like that. What was that chainsaw one thing? Or what did it say?
I think. Oh, this is
Chainsaw right here. That one.
Yeah, but I'm showcasing how to make your own preset by showing these options.
Oh, starting from there. Okay, I see.
So busy probably will sound busy. And then single ace if you want to be simple. So you can kind of like make your own guitar. This is so cool. Double it. So we can have swing. We're not going to do swing because our beat's not swung. And then this kind of just moves the loop a bit so it has a different feel. Like if it's late or if it's not late. If it's early, yeah. See how this one's a little faster? We're gonna do a bit of this, and then, oh, drop D for metal. And then maybe amp it up a bit. Now, so I put an amp on it, so now it's distorted. And with the drop D, that's I do know a little bit about guitar. That's like a lot of like the heavier rock music will use drop D, and I believe they're just tuning just one of the strings so it's lower, so it has that like crunch sound. If you're ever trying to get that like crunchy punk sound, it's the drop D.
what options do we have here on the mix channel on the electric guitarist, the mix section?
The mix section, we have chorus, reverb, and delay. And I think chorus would sound really good with a drop D. Just a little bit. Okay, a little bit. Gotta go to F. So, now that we got that,
I like that.
let's do a really
1, 6, 3,
let's
4.
just do a very simple. Let's see how this first.
Those are all 8 notes, by the way.
Let's see how this sounds. That's kind of cool.
Let's see how that sounds with the other stuff too.
I was gonna make a. Yeah, let's. Okay, so we'll do the chord progression after we see how it sounds, and then once we change the chords here, we're gonna change the bass here to match. So the mix is a little off, but the mix will come together as the track just develops. So let's change the chord. What did we want to
Go to the D, yeah, and then go to the A, and then the B flat.
I want to do this one too.
Ooh. Oh, nice. And then we're gonna go to A, D to A.
Okay, the A, yeah. Okay, then we're gonna take this to A too.
And then last one, I think we should do a B flat.
Okay, and then this is B flat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we
There might be
gotta
some-
change the last guitar though.
To B flat,
Mhm.
right? Okay, let's see how it sounds. Might need to edit some of these notes, but
Well, that sounds pretty good to me.
that's. And then, like, you can get even more crazy with it. If you go like the drums in here and just be like, where is it? Bum 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 bum. I'm gonna do a fill. Do 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 do.
With your toms.
So at this point, he was just humming. He couldn't control himself.
Yeah, it was good.
I feel like this is like a really good demo, and it sounds good enough. You
join
could show
D.
this to your band maybe, and then you could just start getting ideas. And that's what's so cool about Reason is just the fastness and the easiness of it, and it's still pretty professional, so you can get a nice sound. It may not be perfectly mixed right now, but it's good. It's good enough to like go somewhere.
Oh yeah, you could totally. I was already running a top line for it.
Yeah.
Could take it to this song.
And then once everything's more dialed in and fleshed out and recorded, then you could really go ham on the mix down. But I think this is it's a pretty good showcase of how to quickly make rock music.
And here we are at Pyramind, and we just made Rock in a Box.
Yeah,
I don't see any drummer, any guitarist, or anything else here in the room,
yeah.
and we've achieved that. So
And
that's pretty
if we
cool.
had a microphone, which we do because we're at Pyramind, they got mics on deck. They even have people here named Mike. So if we got a mic to set up a mic, then we would start to have vocals in here.
Yeah, But I think this is a pretty good start, and you guys can have fun in using the new AList plugins, and they have the power chords too, and the acoustic. So they have a lot of options with that. And get making some rock and roll.
Yeah.
Use it in any kind of genre too. It's really flexible. Use it in trap songs and all kinds of new stuff. So
Yeah.
it's awesome. And
Put the shades back on.
shades out. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Dylan, and
I'm Dustin.
we're K-Theory, and
Oh my god.
and yeah, oh my god, and we love using Reason Propellerhead.
Yeah.
It's our main thing.
That's our main reason.
And thank you so much to Pyramind for having us and for teaching Dustin all he knows and letting us come back here as alumni
Yeah.
and doing our thing.
Deuces.
Deuces.
If you're a music producer, subscribe to our channel and stay up to date on the latest Pyramind tutorial videos, track breakdowns, elite sessions, and more. Visit us at pyramind.com.